My first love, like my first man that I ever encountered with, did everything with, was supposed to be my husband, but I was the one that messed it up.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mel, and welcome to Life Coaching by Mel. Here at Life Coaching by Mel, we speak truth regarding the nuclear family. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for me, hit the comment section below. If you want to get each and every one of my videos, I suggest that you hit that notification bell right next to the subscribe button. Thank you for all the new subscribers that have come on recently. Invite your friends, invite your loved ones, because we have invigorating conversations here that you don't want to miss. And today is no different. Right now, we're going to talk about something that I talk about a lot on this channel, and that is women that leave their household, leave their man, and later live to regret it. And by no means is this here to put shame on anyone or to cause further damage. Actually, this video is something to celebrate. We have a lady here that's admitting to her error and also pointing out a celebrity that I've talked about a lot, Tia Mowry. She's pointing out that she messed up as well. And we all conceded at this point, but you guys, those thousands of you that came on my page that told me I was wrong for what I said about Tia, look at me now. That's all I gotta say. I actually had my wife the other day tell me that I was right. But that's neither here nor there. I do have I like to be right-itis. I'm sorry, I do have I like to be right-itis. But I'm not here to praise myself or pat myself on the back. It's self-explanatory. We all saw it. I was just the first to admit it. But let's get into this video. I'll give my commentary throughout. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.
My first love, like my first man that I ever encountered with, did everything with, was supposed to be my husband, but I was the one that messed it up. Now, God revealed this to me right after I got saved, and he revealed this to me in a dream. And I haven't talked to my first love in like, it has probably been over 7 years, going on 8 years since I last talked to him.
First observation, you see and hear a baby in the back seat that's playing around, doing some heavy breathing. Shut up, baby. Make too much noise. Just joking. And there's nothing like having a baby that brings complete clarity and perspective to one's life. And she said now this journey, she's coming to the realization after being away from this boyfriend or this guy after 7 years. So she's been processing these things in her mind for several years, having realizations of her reality, and it doesn't feel good. You can tell it really doesn't feel good. If you know anything about biblical numbers, the number 7 is a number of completion. Going into 8 is new beginning. So obviously this lady has had these realizations, she's faced her reality, she's completed the facade of this not hurting me, this not being a big deal, and now she's ready to go to her new beginning.
Now, when I was with him, I was with him for about 7 years, and he was like my childhood boyfriend.
There goes that number 7 again. She's been separate from him for 7 years, but when she was with him, it was for 7 years. So what do you think happened? Could it be that she's with someone for 7 years and realizing, hey, I'm not having as much fun as I want to have. I'm still young. I got my whole life to live. I want to be ratchet. As we've seen on this channel before, I've showed videos of women saying, I want to go club. I want to go be ratchet. You too boring. As a common theme you see on the show Cheaters, when a woman is found cheating or caught cheating, her excuse is typically, I'm bored. You boring. Is that what happened? Did she drop the ball on a great man after 7 years for wanting a new beginning? That 7-year biblical number doesn't just mean it's going to be a good decision all the time or a positive thing. Sometimes it's negative things that take its course within 7 years, and then now we're ready for a new beginning. Let's see if she reveals that to us.
And I got with him when I was 13. Yes, I was young. And then we broke up at 18. And then we reconnected when I was 21, and we stopped talking when I was 22. And when I was 22, he was trying to marry me, and I didn't want to get married. I got scared.
Okay, that's obvious. It's obvious that what I just said about her coming to herself and realizing that she wants something different at a young age, it's obvious that she was ready to try something new and got scared to get married. It makes sense. And you say scared, but probably has some outside influences as well. That's something I say a lot. Like women typically in those situations, or when they're in a committed relationship and they're really ready to move on and do something different, more often than not, there's some form of battery that's being placed in their back by their friends, their circle. There's somebody that's influencing them to leave. I'm not saying this was a bad decision for her to leave at that point. She's saying that. But going back to her saying she was 13, come on now. That's complete negligence from parents. Everybody have the right to raise their kid how they want. But if this girl is counting a 13-year-old relationship as something substantial in her life, meaning this is something that she is looking back on like, man, this is the beginning of something major in my life that I missed out on, that signifies that it was something very serious. And it was very heavy at that early of an age. And I'm sorry, that's negligence. I'm not trying to place full blame on the parents because she made her decisions. 13-year-olds can make decisions, ladies and gentlemen. However, it seems to be the patterns of this relationship, based on the patterns of her regret at this point, sounds like she didn't have much guidance from mature people. It sounds like she didn't have much guidance from her parents if she's in this particular predicament at this point. It sounds like she's a single mother. With all this going on, it's easy to ask the question, did she have proper guidance from her parents? But there are forms of negligence in her childhood that has led her to where she is at this moment.
Just a little background with me and him. He got saved within the middle of our relationship. He found God in the middle of our relationship, and he used to tell me about what the information and the new knowledge that he was getting. And at the time, I didn't want to hear it. What my focus was worldly. I wanted to party. I wanted to be with my friends. And then at that time, like, it was like a tug of war with me and him. Like, he was fighting for me, but I was like trying to go astray, kind of. And when we reconnected when I was 21, 22, we were going to church together, and then we were supposed to come up with like a courtship with the elder, and I ended up bailing, and then right after that I had a baby.
I promise you guys, I watched this video about a week ago, and now I'm doing the video here with you guys, and I don't have any notes. I'm just going off what she's saying here, and I really don't remember the sequence of how she said this, but that's exactly why I said what I said, and I'm right about it. I don't want to be right. Yes, I do. But it's crystal clear due to her getting involved in things at a very young age and seeing things probably beyond her age. This sounds like a heavy relationship at a young age, that she made this decision based on influence from her friends and wanted to be around her friends, which is not a bad thing at that age. However, you find a guy at a young age that is already doing things on a positive level, that's already a man of God, already trying to pursue the things of God, and you drop the ball. Now, we can have a conversation whether or not that people should get married young. We can have that conversation, but if I break it down per community based on race, the Black community seems to be one of the only communities in this day and age, the modern community, that has an issue with getting married young. That has an issue with finding love in your early 20s, creating a family, and growing old together. It seems like we got this dynamic that we have to have everything together first. That women have to find their independency and men have to sow their rural oats. It sounds like we have to get everything out of our system before we can have a quality marriage or even attempt to be married. But tell Susan them that. Tell Christina them that. Tell Enrique them that. Sorry, I don't mean to be racist. Tell them that. They're still doing that at this age. Yes, they are less likely to get married at a young age than their previous generations as well, but they're still getting married at younger ages at a very high percentage compared to us. What is the issue with that? What are we searching for? What are we missing? I'll tell you what we're missing. 80% of us, statistically speaking, are missing that in the household that we were raised in. We don't see the image of what it means to have a nuclear family. So we drift from that ourselves. Matter of fact, we are flat out afraid of that ourselves. We would much rather struggle on our own, party our 20s away, have babies out of wedlock. And then when our strong, amazing, quality years are gone, we look back and regret. This lady denied marriage from a quality man, so to speak, based on him being a man of God, and landing on a baby. This story happens far too often. It happened to me several times. Me, I was a young man, a youth minister, a youth pastor growing up, and I dated several women in my church. Kid you not, there was 3 different women that I broke up with, or they broke up with me, and within a month or 2, they were pregnant by someone else. Looking back at it now, I'm like, thank you, Lord, for all you have done for me. I dodged a major bullet. However, what was it that went into that? And I'm being honest with you, I say this as well. Every one of those women have come back to me at some point saying, I've tried to find a man like you through other men. I lost you. I made a bad decision then, and I've tried to land on you again unsuccessfully. I don't have the answers. I'm just asking the questions. What is it that makes a woman leave a quality man and not only land with another man, but get a baby with that man? Maybe she'll give us that answer.
At that time, like, I just thought that he was just boring and he didn't want to do nothing. He only wanted to go to church. He didn't want to go out or travel or do anything that I wanted to do at my young tender mind, at my young tender age.
I said it, ladies and gentlemen. I said it. You can do anything to a woman. You can beat her. You can make fun of her. You can talk about her mama. You can cheat on her. You cannot see her for months at a time. The one thing you cannot do is be boring. You cannot be boring and keep a woman happy and keep her in your home. That's just the way it is. Women need not only excitement, they need negative excitement. They need drama. They need something to get their blood boiling. They need something to be enticing. I think a lot of women are degenerates, in just my opinion. You ain't got to believe it. Not all, but a lot of women are degenerates, and they support degenerate behavior. So that's why I say whenever they are around other women, as men, we should watch who they are around. Watch their friend group, because she's not much different than her friend group. As much as she may want to tell you that she's different, she likes them for some reason. So if you got a girl that's constantly around women who do nothing but sleep around, do slut behavior on their social medias and things of that nature, your woman is that way outside of you. And if you don't allow her to do that with them, you have to do something with her. You have to be the one to fulfill that desire within her. All these 7 years they had invested, gone away. For what reason? This all boils down to boring.
Really, I regret it, because I'm 28 now, and like, the problems that we were having weren't problems that I had with other men.
The problems that we were having weren't problems that I had with other men. The problems that she was having with him was that he wasn't the other men. How much you want to bet that? The problems that she was having with him was that he was boring, that he did not talk crap to her, that he did not call her out her name, that he did not cheat on her, that he did not have other women fawning over him. Those were the problem. Those other men had that. Guarantee she would address those things with the other men, but that's where the excitement lies. The excitement lies in the drama that ensues whenever she approaches those men. And she knew those men ain't gonna take her crap. As much crap women talk about abusers, as much crap that women talk about men who are physical abusers, you never see that man single. His reputation may precede him, but you never see that man single. Think about it. The most famous people that we know that have been caught up in domestic violence, they still got a woman. Matter of fact, Megan Good, in the midst of Jonathan Majors having court cases talking about abuse that he has allegedly done, that's when she started the relationship with him. And stood by his side, being a strong black woman right next to him. Why don't we see a boycott of women dating celebrity abusers or famous abusers? They always have a woman. There's women who probably see that and be like, man, I want to be with him. A woman wants a man that can handle her. You hear that all the time. And when they mean that, they do mean physically handle her if that needs to happen. If it comes to that, will you physically handle me? This guy did not provide that. This guy was obeying the word of God. This guy was obeying the law. This guy was obeying what women say they want. And that's the point of it all, ladies and gentlemen. What women say they want, don't listen. Because whatever they want, they eventually going to hate the fact that they told you they wanted it. Their arguments eat themselves. Because once you get to the point you really do everything they say they want, they hate that you do it. Like, not just not like it. They hate that you have became everything they tried to evolve you into, everything they tried to form you into. They hate that. They hate their own creation. That's why you never listen to a woman.
Like, he was the first man that would ever, like, pray for me, that ever, like, talk about God. Like, he was the first and only man that, like, wanted God to be in the center of our relationship. And that was really a blessing, but I took it for granted. And I thought that it was something better out here. Me being too selfish and too worldly. And of course I had a baby with another man or whatever. Not with him, but
Yeah, that's a small little detail. That's not much. I mean, he could have looked over that. I mean, and to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure he would have looked over that. Because I'm not calling this guy a simp or anything like that. I'll let you people be the judge of that. But I will say it sounds like he was very forgiving. And sometimes as good men, quality men who not trying to do things to hurt women, sometimes they could be too forgiving. But she's right here talking about her selfishness. I want to give her credit for admitting that. However, there's an element of her that's still too selfish. Because right now, I'm not trying to be too harsh, but I'm just being honest. You in the car at night with your daughter or your baby in the background, creating a video about your ex that was 7 years ago. What's the purpose of this? Like, what are you doing? I understand it's hard as a parent to find time alone, but what are you doing? Like, what are you actually doing? You could be spending this time with your child. Your child could be in the bed. Like, what's going on that you have to create this moment in efforts to selfishly gain attention for what you have to say? And I get it. I'm a content creator as well. I'm not saying anything against content creation. I'm asking, what is the purpose of doing that in this very moment? How much are you really healed from that selfishness?
I just regret it. And like, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was watching a video about Tia and Tamira. Well, the famous twins. Tamira, she divorced her husband, and it just seemed like she's spiraling, and she regret her decision. And that's like reminds me of me. Like, I regret my decision. And I know that I'm making this video also is because I know that it's women out there that be like, oh, I want a man that's going to do this, that, and the third, that's going to pay for this and pay for that. Don't you want a man that's going to pray for you? Like, you should want a man that wants to pray for you, that know God, that want God to be in the center, that want to marry you without a doubt. And like, a lot of us got it messed up, and it's really the enemy that made me go astray from him, because he knew that was that was sent by God. Like, he was supposed to be my husband, and I didn't have to go from man to man to find him. It was just like right there. Like, God sent him first, and he had to. The enemy got in my mind. And
again, I give her credit for what she's saying here, and it's so easy at times to blame the enemy for our mistakes, but it definitely is an element of truth in that. I mean, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And that destruction comes in many facets and many different packages. But at the end of the day, we are responsible for what we did. And as a Christian family, I think accountability lacks a lot. We lack accountability. We lack looking ourselves in the mirror and completely owning to what we did. At times it can be the enemy, but the majority of the time it is us and our decisions and our lack of obedience to the Lord.
And of course, outside people was like, oh, you're not gonna end up being with him. You need to explore. You need to find out if that's really what you want. And I'm here to tell you, if you have a God-fearing man, a man that's gonna pray for you when things is hard, you got a good man. Regardless of the situation, if you want a man with a bigger bag, help him get a bigger bag. Like, it's really nobody out here for real that's like that. So I'm just saying, like, I'm just coming on here to say, if don't leave your man for 10% of what he don't got. It's not worth it. You don't want to be like me, like feeling like you missed the opportunity. And I don't know if he might come across this video, but I'm sorry. I didn't know no better. I was worldly. I was of this world. I loved this world too much at one point in my life. And I've changed. Like, I realized he who loves the world don't love God, period. So, like, don't leave your husband for your for a situationship or a boyfriend. It's not worth it.
Again, I would like to salute this lady and applaud you for admitting this. Yes, you did mess up according to yourself, and I agree. I do agree. You are welcome on my show anytime if you want to discuss this. Again, I'm not trying to be too harsh with what I'm saying here. I'm just being honest and really echoing everything that you are saying. But I will say to the brother, do not take her back. Do not take her back. Whatever you're doing in your life, brother, you got so much more than looking back at something that did not see the value in you at that point. And it's easy to see it while you're already doing well and while things are going better, or when they have effed up their life. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, nothing teaches us lessons like life. Life is hard, and it teaches hard lessons. But oftentimes, women don't see those lessons until later on. It often feels like women are skating by and having the easy road. But eventually, life catches up to them and they learn those lessons and they have to eat it. But I want to encourage her as well. You should not go back. Because it's going to be hard having a relationship with a man that you not only cheated on, you left him and then had a baby with someone immediately. It's never going to be a time that you can make this thing feel good to him. It's never going to be a time you can make this thing so innocent or something that's not a pain. Every time you look at your child, he's going to remember that pain. Well, I put someone through that. And you're going to have guilt. You're going to have guilt every time you're walking around and he mentions that. Or if you're trying to go to the store, he's asking, where are you going? Things of that nature. Why put yourself in that position when you can start over fresh? With this new revelation that you have a grand opportunity to start over fresh, not necessarily prove people wrong, but prove yourself right. That you are a woman of righteousness now, and you are a woman of God, a woman that's focused on building a nuclear family. Use that focus and use his example of who he is and who he was to find the next person, find aspects and attributes in the next person, but yet accepting that person for who they are. L was taken, my sister, and that's okay. We all take them. There's still hope for you. There's still hope for anyone that's in this position. But don't just have valuable lessons. Don't just take in lessons. The most important thing in this situation, in this moment for you in your life, is application. I want to thank you guys for watching this video today. If you're new to the channel, once again, you made it this far, thank you. But make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave. And everyone hit that like button for your boy. Tell me what you think about the topic. Tell me what you think about my commentary. I would love to hear from you and I will respond. Talk to you guys later. Take care.
Let's go.